Hey everyone, welcome back to another session of the Unlimited Software Membership webinar. I'm happy to see everyone here. How's everyone doing today? Let's see what we got. Hello, Sam. Can you guys hear me okay? I got a new microphone, and I actually have it working today, so let me know if you can hear me. Okay, great. Looks like everyone's hearing me okay. Fantastic. Great, great, great. Okay, well, welcome. Sorry about last week was really some weird internet glitch, and it seems like everything's working okay now, I'm happy to say. So we'll have a nice session today. Let me get the questions out here. Okay. Yeah, internet gremlins. Okay. Well, I'm going to start with something I was going to try to talk about last week, and it didn't quite work out. Basically, what I want to just go over today is the concept that we're dealing with. And there's really three parts to our concept. And there's three sections to our whole system. And the system definitely works, but you need all three parts. But the basic part, as you know, is, getting the keywords and getting the keywords that people are searching for. And I suppose you want to have some kind of competition there, because if there's no, if there's no competition, then there's really not much there. There's no reason, there may be nothing there that people are looking for, or that you can actually make money off of. So a little competition is good. But you want to start out with your keywords, and we do have this program of Keyworks, and I'm going to be releasing a new version of that in the next couple of days that I think you're going to like a lot. And I'll give you a little preview of that in a moment. But choosing the keywords is really basically it's just the subject matter of your blog. So you want to pick a subject, and the keywords that associate with that subject, now you want to do some kind of research on that, on those keywords. And there are different ways to do it. They've been making it harder and harder, of course, by removing the tools. We still have ways to discover certain data about the keywords. Then once you have determined what your keywords are, the next part is the blog setup, and you want to set up your blog correctly based on the keyword structure that you've determined already. And that involves categories, menus, posts, pages, interlinking, all that kind of thing. As you get your structure set up correctly, and it's all based on the keywords that you picked, then Google's going to really be able to just fit it like a glove with the stuff that Google's got already in this database. And that's the important thing, because Google already has a structure created internally. And you didn't miss much, Dave. We just started. And so Google has a structure internally, how it sets up all its keywords, and you sort of get a glimpse of that from the the keyword tools that they have. Of course, the historical keyword tool was so far the best one that they had, and that's gone now, and who knows if they may bring it back or not. We don't really know. They could, they might not. Well, what they have now is this keyword planner, and keyword planner is kind of like, if I may say, it's sort of a, I don't want to use a bad word, it's sort of a slimmed down version of the keyword tool. There's a lot of data that they trimmed away. So we have certain data that we can still work with in the keyword tool, but certain data they stopped giving us. So I would say these two things are in some way, they're equally important. Yeah, the keyword teaser tool, Douglas. So these two sections are equally important, and then the third section is the content incoming, which is what ICC Express does for you. Now, having any one of these and not the other two, I don't think is going to make you go very far. Okay, so you kind of have to have at least two of them, and probably all three, to really be successful with a blog and to get traffic and all that kind of stuff. And so that's what we go over here. I'm not going to really take questions right now on other topics, so we can go over those when I get through this little section right here. But the idea is that you start with the theoretical, which is your keyword strategy. It really is a strategy. It says structure here, but it should be strategy. So I think I should change that. I'll do that another time, but it should be keyword strategy. And it's more or less the theoretical, the theory behind your strategy. Okay, so you design that with your keywords. Then you move on to the practical implementation of that strategy, which is your blog setup. And as I mentioned before, that has to do with, of course, setting up your permalink structure is one of the first things that I always say that you must do on a new blog. And that's just one setting, but it's super important. Then you want to set up your category structure to mirror your keyword strategy. And then once you have the category structure set up, then you want to create a menuing structure that reflects the category structure and then exposes your interlinking structure to external viewers such as Google, robots, and that sort of thing. Once you have those two things set up, the theoretical strategy and the practical setup, then your blog is open, prepared, and ready to receive the incoming laser-targeted content that we can get from ICC Express, or Viral Video Curator Pro, or Viral Image Curator Pro, or even Instant Content Curator Pro, or other tools, I suppose. But I've been seeing some promos coming up for some other curation tools that people are offering, and while they do have a lot of nice bells and whistles, they only take care of the thing that's in the pink circle in this picture. They only cover basically incoming content, and they don't cover the theoretical or the strategy, and they don't really cover the practical setup. So you can slap these things in your blog, or you can use them, and it's not going to be that effective unless you're going to deal with the theoretical and the practical first before you get that content coming in. So basically you have to, create a structure that's going to resonate with what Google already has in its database. And then there's an edge. You can get an edge on that with certain forms of research that we teach in here. And we have been teaching, from week to week. Now, just to tell you guys a little story, I have this groovephonic.com website where I sell mastering and mixing. And I've done really, really well with that, especially when I kept my prices really low. Recently I've raised my prices and the business has died off a little bit, but the cool thing is that when I get an order, it's at least twice as much money as what I was getting before, and so therefore I'm doing less work for more money, which is good. I've done a lot of experimenting on that website, and I was using Optimized Press, and I really didn't go through all the steps here, but I did a lot of stuff to get traffic, and I was doing pretty well. And I think it mainly was my price and my quality that was driving the traffic over there. About 6 months ago, I decided to purchase a theme, and I don't remember if it's Curation, Soft Theme, or whatever. It was one of these curation themes. So I wanted to be able to just display a lot of different stories and stuff on the front. So I switched the themes, and my traffic just died. It just went to zero immediately, you know, and it was like, damn, what did I do? So I basically switched back to my old thing. So the thing is, if you don't know what you're doing with this curation stuff, and there's a lot of people out there that are going to tell you, you know, buy this product, slap it on, you can drag and drop curated content, it'll bring you traffic and all that stuff. Well, just let me tell you, if they don't address the strategy, the theoretical section, and the practical setup, if they don't address those two things, then you're not going to get results. You can throw all kinds of content on a blog, you know, but if it's not set up correctly to show the robots, you know, what it's all about and all that, then you're just going to basically lose. No, Sandy, didn't have anything to do with people. It had to do with Google. Google stopped giving me traffic. It wasn't about people. It wasn't about Google. And did I show you guys last week how to see, you know, how Google views your website? Last week we had kind of a bad connection. So I'll go over that right now and just show you. Just for example, let's take my James Brown bass player website. And I used my my keywords in Silo Factory to create this website, okay? Within a couple of days, I got tons of links on the first 2 pages of Google. Let me show you how I view my website the same way that Google views my website. Okay, it doesn't look at it like this. And here's how I do it. I'm going to get my trusty Edit Plus, and I'm going to just select HTML page and create a new one just like this. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go View Source, View Page Source. And I'm going to find the body, the opening body tag, which is right here, okay? Come on. There we go. So we're going to take everything from the opening body tag, and then we're going to copy to all the way to the end. And just copy that. And I'm going to go back to my Edit Plus, and I'm going to just replace the body, the opening body tag, and everything else with the code that I just got from the source of my website. And now with Edit Plus, all I have to do is click this little button right here, View in Browser, and just click away the script messages. And now you can see how Google views my website. Can you guys see that? And because of the way I've got this very simple theme, and I've got my so-called silo, you know, interlinked correctly, then we're looking at a very highly organized set of information here, and it all makes sense. These are all interlinks within the website as well. Right, so it shows you how it's organized, It shows you what's underneath the main topics and why they're related. And each one of these links goes to another section that has more content about that particular keyword. And that's how it's set up. And we set it up with Keyworks, the Silo Factory, and so ICC Express basically taps into this structure and then grabs laser targeted content and sends it to those channels. Now if we go back to the regular website and we see this is what we're looking at, it's the menu structure. Okay, the menu structure is what ends up being like this, very nicely. Yeah, you can do it for lawyers, Anna. Definitely. Definitely. I did it with one of my mentoring students. We did a whole silo for orchids, and we found tons of awesome keywords, and we set it up for orchids. And I've done it for James Brown bass player. You know, I've done it for any kind of site that you want to try. You can do this for. Okay, now you made a good comment that I should do this with a crappy-looking website so you can see the difference. And that's a good idea, but I don't know this. I don't know which crappy website to use. I have to think of one. So you want to know how I did that again, right? Okay. You go to the base. Yeah, give me one. Go to the website. Right-click on it and select View Page Source. Scroll down until you see the opening body tag right here. Then select all the text all the way to the end. Copy it. Then go to your Edit Plus. Create a new HTML page. Select the body tag to the end and paste, and then go Preview. And that's how you see, you know, how Google views your website, because Google doesn't care how many columns your text is in. It doesn't care, you know, how many images. If you have an image, it's good, you know, but it's just like Google's not looking for that. Google is looking for well-organized and keyword-related material. And if you have yourself organized like this, if you've done the theoretical strategy and the blog setup, those two things alone will get you to this structure. Okay? From then on, it's just a matter of getting the content. When we do the content with ICC Express, ICC Express does not do the keyword structure in the blog setup. Neither does any of these programs out there. The closest one that came to it was SEO Zen. And that, I'm sorry, fell short. But wait till you see the new version of Silo Factory that I just got back today. It's going to blow your mind. And wait till you see the new version of Keyworks as well. The two of them together will create your strategy and your practical setup, and then all you need to do is get your content from ICC Express. Okay, Anna has given me a crappy website that I should look at. TheringMcCarley.com. Patrick asked me, should we really think of our categories and menu setup as pages and subpages? Sort of. I haven't really done the training for Keyworks yet, and when I do, it's going to explain every single step, every single bit of that, okay, Patrick? And that's coming up soon. I have to get through a couple of other things first, but then with the new version of Keyworks, I intend to give you guys like full training on all of that stuff, okay? Now let's take a look at that website that Anna says is not too groovy. Okay, well, it looks like they may sort of already have it done here as well. We'll see. It depends on how they did this, but it might actually be okay. Let's see. Take the source, find the opening body tag right here, select all the way to the end, create a new HTML page, and replace that, and then we'll see. Okay, so you can see now, Anna, what's going on with this website. Okay, now apparently this may be a website that you work for or somebody that you know, and you asked me about a law website. So I mean, this is not bad. I'm not going to say it's bad, but the thing is, are you getting traffic with this, Anna? Are they getting any traffic? No traffic. Okay, well, see, that's the problem now. I'm totally sucky. Okay, well, you can see what they've done now. They've just taken a few very broad keywords here. Now, the interesting thing is when I put my mouse over the link, it's giving me actually a different keyword than the link actually is for. You see, now that's not a good strategy. For example, this is employment law, and when I hold my mouse over it, it says employment law Dallas, Frisco, and North Texas. Let me tell you why that's a bad idea. Okay, because no one is going to search for employment law in Dallas, Frisco, and North Texas. I don't know, is Frisco somewhere in Texas? Can you tell me? Or is it San Francisco? Okay, it's near Dallas. Well, you may have somebody, you know, putting that out there, but let's see, just for the heck of it. Let me see if I can get Keyworks and see what we can do with that. I'm running this on another remote machine. Now, see, the thing is, here's what I'm going to say about this, Anna. If these are what you want to sell, that's fine. Okay, so we can look again at the website. And when people design websites like this, they're thinking more like, what do we want our customers to, what do we want to offer our customers? We want to offer our customers employment law, business law, personal injury, medical malpractice. Well, no, we don't want to offer our people an injury, right? And we don't want to offer our people malpractice. So, I mean, this is just my own logic. You can agree with me or not, but we're not really trying to get people interested in personal injury. We're trying to get people possibly who experience a personal injury and need help for that. So somebody who's experienced personal injury and needs a lawyer is not going to type, well, they might type personal injury, I don't know. But I'm thinking more they're thinking they're going to type personal injury lawyer, or help, of some kind. That's what they're going to type in the search engine, right? So when we design our strategy, we're not really, there's a way to do this where you would have one website that tells exactly what the business does, and you wouldn't say personal injury because the the business does not create personal injuries. Okay, you get me there? I mean, that's like, it's just a kind of a semantic issue. But the thing is, with Google, semantics are everything. Semantics is everything with Google, right? So I run into this a lot with people that I come to help, because I'm going to recommend, good one, Grant, unless they're the mafia. So when I offer help to people and I see them doing stuff like this, I'm going to tell them, you know, you have the wrong keywords here. But I might get it, they might get into an argument with me because they're saying, no, this is what, if we had a store on Main Street and we had a sign out in front, this will what would be on our sign on Main Street, right? And that makes sense because people walking down the street, and if they see a storefront that says attorney's personal injury, that makes perfect sense, right? I mean, you're walking on the street, you see an attorney store, you know, a storefront that says attorneys, and then it says employment, personal injury, medical malpractice. That makes sense because you're already saying here's an attorney's office and they deal in those areas, you know, but this is not walking down the street. This is Google. Google is a computer program. So you must think in terms of how do you program a computer to make a result come from the end of that programming, right? Input, output, processing. That's what we got in computer programs. As Sam mentioned, they cannot be the right keywords as they have had no business from the site to date. That's what Sam says. I'm not sure if that's true, but that's kind of where we're taking that from what Anna said, that they're getting no traffic. So the point is, you have to think. Now, either if you want traffic on this site, either you're going to have to change this site or you're going to have to create another site that pulls traffic and then siphon the traffic from that site. You see what I'm saying? So if these people want to keep this exactly as it is, then you're going to have to create another website to pull the traffic, because this is not going to pull the traffic as it is. Let's go ahead and see. Let's just search on Dallas Lawyer. Now here we've got Keyworks, and this is more or less the new version of Keyworks. So you're going to see how fast it is to get keywords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 seconds we've got 500 keywords. See how fast it is? It's awesome. No more Google scraping. Okay, so now we've got, yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? I'll tell you, it's the bomb, baby. This is the bomb. It gives you everything that we get from Google and super fast. Now, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of good comments coming in on that. Yeah, it's definitely awesome. Now, as you can see, I pulled back a lot of keywords based on the term Dallas Lawyer. This data comes directly from Google, but we're going to be getting our data from SEMrush now, which has an agreement with Google already to resell their data. Okay, so by using the SEMrush API, we can get these keywords super fast, and we're not breaking any terms of service from Google, which is a really big deal. Okay, so I'm really, really super thrilled about this new setup that we got here. And the cool thing about it also is if you do an exploration like this, then we can get the the stats data for these, which doesn't come. But Douglas is saying he did a search for that, and it's coming up on the first page. Personal injury lawyer Dallas. Let's try that. As if that's true, then that's great. Then you're actually kind of making it work. But if you're not getting any traffic from it, then we got to figure out why. Let's try that and just see. Oh, on my key works. Oh, yeah. Okay. We may as well just see if they come up for this anyway. Let's see, we got and your is, Thering McCarley. Okay, so you've got a domain name that's a personal name, so you're not going to get any benefit at all from the domain name here, right? For example, if you look at mine, I got my domain name here is jamesbrownbassplayer.com. If we search, I'm not sure if I'm on the front page. Let's see. James Brown Bass Player. They're playing the dual dance with me because like some days I'm on the front page, some days I'm not. Well, look, I've got 3 positions on page 2 right now, and these go up and down. Okay, so that's okay. Awesome. Anna says she's seen me on the front page. Well, Google knows who I am, so when I try to search for Google, they're probably they actually do tailor, not from a person, but they have algorithms that will tailor your results based on who, your IP address and stuff. So I don't know why they're showing it on the front page for you, but not for me. So that's cool. At any rate, I'm showing you how we got some results by, tailoring. And I haven't put any content on this for about 3 weeks now. So if I start putting content, it's going to start pushing it back up. Okay, so now if you were to go and design a website here and you were trying to find a domain name like DallasPersonalInjuryLawyers.com, that would be smart, okay? Then you can set up your silo based on, we would go to keywords like this and we would go, I'm not sure, I don't think this works yet, so let me, I'm still working on it. Let me change this to personal injury lawyer Dallas, and I'm not sure if this works. Like I say, this is very, very beta. Let me see if it's going to grab it. Let me save that. I'll save that and then search it. We'll see what we get if it actually even grabs the word. Okay, here we go. That was fast too. So fast now. I love it. Okay, so we've got a lot of Dallas personal injury lawyer keywords here. I mean, tons of them. These keywords you're not targeting. So now if you start targeting these keywords in your website using the structuring methods that we teach here, then you're going to get traffic for these keywords. Not a lot of them have a lot of traffic. In fact, they're not over 720. But remember, that is exact match search. So it doesn't even count the broad match, okay? So if you use Dallas personal injury lawyer as a keyword, now that means there's 720 people in the United States, and this is only U.S. data that we're getting right now too from SEMrush, which they don't actually give us global results from SEMrush, so we're going to have to get used to that. I'm going to put in an option for you to search different countries. But that's right, it's typical for not only for local searches, but also for exact match searches, Grant. So we're not really seeing the the full volume. But we have to kind of look between the lines now, because Google has removed all of our tools for seeing more data. We have to just start to do a little bit of educated guessing. Okay, and part of that is that 720 is only the local exact results for this phrase. It doesn't count, it doesn't factor in broad match and phrase match, which is huge, which is much bigger. So we can sort of use these little numbers as indicators, okay? And we also can see competition. It doesn't tell us anymore low, medium, high, so I'm going to have to fix this filter here. It tells us numerically in competition now. And the sort doesn't work either, so I'm going to have to, I got a lot of work to do still on this program before I can issue it to you. But that's the top of my list this week, to get it to you. So here's Dallas personal injury attorney with 590 search volume, which is, bigger than the others. 81% competition, which is, higher than others. About $1 cost per click. But like I said at the beginning of this presentation, if you have some competition, that's actually good, because if you have some competition, that means that it's worth going after, right? If there's absolutely zero competition on something, or very low, like this Dallas traffic accident, there's low search volume, low competition, and low cost per click, because people aren't typically searching for accidents. Have an accident? No thanks, I already had one. So, it's just all about the logic behind the keyword as well. We can sort on volume. And maybe you were an accident, Douglas, right? So anyway, there's a look into, just look at all these keywords. So what if we were to pick one? Let's just pick Dallas attorney here. Okay, this one here. And let's say I'm going to go ahead and explore on that keyword. I just click the E button here. And it's going to go out now to Google, Bing, and Yahoo. And it's going to get suggestions for keywords on Dallas attorney. Okay, so now we got a ton of other suggestions, not just from Google, but from Yahoo and Bing as well. What I haven't built into this yet, and what's coming, is the very quick and easy ability to get the stats like these, this volume, competition, CPC, on the exploration, because Explore doesn't give you those stats. But now that we have SEMrush, we can query the stats on all of these keywords very quickly. I just haven't built that into the program yet, and it's coming in the next version. Mary has a question here. It says, I said numeric competition. Is it showing age or competitors? I don't believe it's age. It's just, this is just a numeric representation of the level of competition, which represents the number of people that are purchasing ads on AdWords for that keyword, okay? I don't know exactly what the denomination is here. For example, Dallas Injury Lawyer has 115 as its competition rating, and Car Wreck Attorney has 50% or 50 as its competition rating. So that means that in comparison to Dallas Injury Lawyer, you have less than half the same amount of people purchasing ads for that keyword. Okay. Have you ever purchased an ad on AdWords, Mary Louise? Okay, well, that's what we're talking about. I've actually spent a good deal of time buying PPC from Google, so I understand that when you purchase an AdWords ad on Google, you want to know how many people are competing for that ad, how many people are bidding on that same keyword, right? Because obviously the higher the bid, the more chance you're going to get on the top spot for that keyword. Your ad's going to be put on the top spot. If you bid less, you might be the 10th ad listed. So you're going to find out how many people are competing to get their ad at the top of Google when people search on that keyword. So you're really bidding for positions on that keyword. Well, that's what the competition metric is all about. Now, when it comes to SEMrush, I mean, I'm going to continue to keep asking them stuff. I'm a little bit new, so I don't understand exactly how they arrive at that metric, but I haven't really seen it get higher than 115. That's about the highest I've ever seen of that metric. Let's see if there's any higher. The sort function isn't working right now. Here's 150 for Dallas truck accident lawyer. There must be a lot of people trying to get clicks for that term, right? So the thing is, what you want to do is use keywords. For example, Anna, if you want to fix up something with this Theron McCarley, now I understand that those keywords are not going to make the website look aesthetically good. That's the thing. Now, if you notice my James Brown bass player, this is my theory. It's all my techniques, but as you can see, they do more or less work. They get you into Google and they get you near the front, if not on the front page of Google, if you do this right. But as you can, if you look through all the keywords that I picked, these are all keywords that I picked with Keyworks. And then I organized them into my hierarchy. And then with the Silo Factory, all I had to do is click a button and it created this whole structure on my website. And all these keywords here, all these links on my menu are pointing to a section in the website which contains content. That one's nothing else. So I told you I haven't done content in a while, so I have to get some more content on here. Some of them have content, some of them don't. Here's one that has content. And it was Bass Player Magazine. And you click on Bass Player Magazine, you come to this page. It has Bass Player Magazine, and the content also is about Bass Player Magazine. That's how we align our keywords to get us onto Google. Okay, if you don't do this, I don't know if you're going to get into Google. You might not. You might not at all. Or you might. I don't know. Google doesn't tell me what they do. All I can do is guess, but I think I guessed right about how to do this. Okay, so we provide the tools that give you those insights. Okay, so you can at least have a fighting chance. So you're not going to put up a website with, forgive me, but like this. You're not going to put up a website like this that looks beautiful, looks wonderful. Sure, I'd trust those guys with my injury, but if I'll never find them, if I can't ever find them, then it doesn't help anyone, right? So the idea is like, either you're going to have to convert this website to one that gets you into Google like this, or else you're going to have to create a second website that does that gets you here, and then that website points you to this website, right? In case you're wondering if I've done that, yes, I did, because I did this James Brown Bass Player website specifically for a friend of mine whose name is Jimmy Lee Moore, and he was James Brown's last bass player for 20 years. He has a website called stringpuller.net. And I basically tooled the String Puller website the same way. As you can see, it has a lot to do pardon me, with James Brown, but it's a bit simpler. We got stuff about Jimmy in the front. We got every one of James Brown bass players has his own section here. And then we have some stuff about James Brown and some stuff about James Brown's songs and some stuff about Jimmy. There's a lot of videos about Jimmy with James Brown, so I'm just going to continue to curate stuff on here. The point is here, if you go on the front page of James Brown Bass Player, I have a sticky right in the top that points to String Puller, okay? And I did that on purpose because I'm trying to suck traffic from James Brown Bass Player over to the String Puller for my friend, because String Puller doesn't really say much. People aren't really searching for String Puller, but they are searching for James Brown and James Brown Bass Player. So we're piggybacking off of that, and that's how we do it. That's one way that we do it. In fact, I just wanted to see which one of these is going to work better for him, you know, ultimately. But it's a comprehensive strategy that's on both cases started with Keyworks. The theme that I'm using, Sam, is called Magazine Basic, and it's been my favorite curation theme for over a year now. And I'm going to show you another one that I've got here called Mixing and Mastering.net, and I'm still on the old version of Magazine Basic. This is the old version. I like the old version because it gives me better thumbnails with the snippets. As you notice on here, it's not really doing the thumbnails quite as well. It's doing some, but it's actually just putting images in that are in the article, and you must make it show the whole article to do that. I really don't like that. I like it like this, and that is also true for the sub siloing areas. It shows you a wonderful thumbnail, which doesn't do that on the new version. If I were to show you again, it just shows you the snippet, so it doesn't show an image. I haven't figured that out yet, but like this one, okay. But there's a huge difference between the old version and the new version. The new version is optimized for mobile phones. As you can see, when I scooch it over like that, everything goes into one line. That means it works on mobile phones. If I look at this one here and I scooch it over, it does not all go onto one line, as you can see. So that means it's not good for mobile, even though it looks tons better. This one, folks, in case you're wondering, I get over 100 unique visitors per day on this website. And that means it's getting to be like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 unique visitors each month. Okay, and that's following the techniques, and this is completely siloed the same way that I teach, the same way that Keyworks works. I believe that you just follow our techniques and you do it right, you're going to get the same results. But remember, you must have all three of these elements. The strategy or keyword structure, the theoretical, the theory, the strategy, the practical setup and infrastructure, and the incoming laser targeted content. You need all three of those in order to get these results. Okay? The theme, again, is called Magazine Basic. And Anna, I don't understand your question. You're asking me about a number. What number is it? No, I'm using Piwik. Yeah, I use Piwik. Okay, I'll show you. If you're not familiar with Piwik, Piwik is an alternative to Google Analytics. You can use them both at the same time. Piwik, though, gives you a little more control and a little more data, but unfortunately, stupid head Google turned off the keyword hash, or they used to send you the keyword. They used to send you the keyword of the search that brings you to the site, but they turned that off, which really sucks. I don't know why they're so mean, but they're really just turning into Big Brother. It just seems like, I don't know, man. I'm not really too thrilled about what they keep doing, but we got to work with it. I mean, they're the only game in town, right? So that's why we have these tools to do our best to make educated guesses on what's going to be successful for us. Okay, so here is here are the statistics from my mixing and mastering website. And if you go down here, you can see, look, I'm #1 on Google for graphic equalizer mastering for Mixer. I'm #2 on Google for graphic equalizer mastering for Mixer. I'm #8 for keyword not defined, whatever it is. I'm #10 for this keyword that's not defined. They used to give us more, all that data, but we're seeing here's a whole list of the keywords that are bringing people to my website. And here's the statistics, okay, so it's like pretty good. And especially if I show you the monthly, you're going to see how it's just really blown up over time. Just a little moment here to reload. Give it just a second. Drum roll. Yes, indeed. Okay, so here you can see the monthly statistics. Okay, and it was right here in April is when I blew up my silo, the way I teach. And I've just curated a little bit of content, and it just goes up and up and up and up. And we're not done with October yet. We're almost at where September was. I'm pretty sure it's going to be higher than September. If I could stretch this thing up and down, it would look even better. But anyway, you get the idea. It's just by doing this stuff and doing it the way that we recommend, you'll get results. It's just the way that it works. Okay. And a way back ago, let me see, look at my questions here for a second. Someone asked me, why is Google being so mean about their data, and they wanted me to answer that. Well, That's a good question, and the only thing I can say is that Google has decided that they're really not in it to help us. That they're in it to make money. It makes sense, but I don't know. I feel like when they've got such a huge monopoly on the internet that it would be only fair for them to continue to have some transparency with this data so we can work with it, but they just decided they weren't going to do that. Yeah, well, they got the data. Douglas says they got the data from us. Well, they got it from us and they got it from everyone in the whole world. It's not just us. It's like everywhere. Deb says that she thinks the big G is only looking for income in large companies. I guess that's true. And Douglas, that's what he means by users. Yeah, it's the users. Well, the users, you can call them consumers. Okay, so what they're trying to do is, turn the users into consumers and cater to the concerns that are going to be able to spend big bucks to do that. I think that's what it's all about. They still want us to be able to go and put our AdWords ads for our little products or whatever, but we're not going to get the kind of insight into usage data that we had up until June, unfortunately. And again, I think it's possible they could turn around and turn that keyword tool back on again. They did it with the Google Alerts feeds. They turned the feeds back on again after all that. However, though, if you're curious, we've determined that you cannot use the Google Alerts feeds, directly from Google in our software because they put in redirects. So if I'm going to implement Google Alerts back into ICC Express, I'm going to have to do more programming and stuff, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to follow around Google and clean up their mess every time they change. For your information, that's why we created the G-Alerts plugin, the G-Alerts Reader plugin, because the G-Alerts Reader plugin reads Google Alerts and converts them to curatable content. It doesn't work directly from Google Feeds because they have that redirect. So we get rid of that in the plugin. So anyway, I think that kind of brings me to the end of today's presentation. I hope you've enjoyed it. If anybody has any questions or anything, I'm more than happy to answer them now. Just go ahead and put them in the chat box for me, Thanks, Dave. My pleasure. Well, thanks, Grant. I'm glad you enjoyed it. My pleasure, Deb, always. Mary Louise, Douglas, Sam, great to have you here. Joy, Rick. You should already have 1.3 of ICC Express, Rick. Pretty sure you do. Anna, Charles, my pleasure. Patrick, Joan, and Rick. John. Okay, guys. So I guess that's going to be it for today, and have yourself a great week. And I will talk to you soon. It's Hugh out.
The